Hello there, in this video I will talk about Angular components. Um, First, what is a component? A component contains the application logic that controls a region inside the view, the interface. A component can reference to HTML, and it can have data. We reference to HTML with a template URL. You will see what is it in the future. And data by properties. You can see as the component like a controller. The HTML is a view and the data is the model. So this is actually MVC model. Okay. Also, I have this Angular project. I created it using this command ng new hello angular 2. After that, I did cd hello angular 2 to enter the folder, and ng-serve -o to play the application. The application just says hello from app component. You can see it here in app.component.html. I have a p element which say hello from app components. So let's create our own component. First I click here and create a new file. I will name it my.component.ts. And a component is a class. Export class my component like this. A component, and we will see it here in the slide. Like you saw before, I created an export class my component like this, and now I will add a decorator, because this is a class, a simple class, okay? But if we don't add this component, add component decorator, it will be just a class. Angular 2 will see this as a component. Okay, so we do that. We call it component, and okay, but Angular 2 don't know what this is, so we must import the components element from Angular core. Okay, so now Angular knows what this is. Add component. This is metadata. Well, the decorator adds metadata describing the component. Also, we can add it HTML. We have two ways to add HTML to this component. The first one is inside the TS file. We declare a template element inside the component metadata, and with backticks like this we write our HTML. The second is in a separated file. Instead of having a template property, we have a template URL defining our file. Okay, so back here we try this template and backtick, and p hello from my components, close this. So now we have a component that have HTML that says hello from my component. Okay, but how we display this inside the other component, the app component? This we have to have a directive, and the directive is created or is defined by a selector. We call it inside the metadata component. We say selector and the name of the selector. So back here we say selector, and as a string my component. So having this, I can say, let me see if I no. So having this, we can go to the HTML of app.component and add these elements. This element will represent our new component that says hello from my component. Okay, if we have this app running, if we go to the developer, errors. I just pressed F12. It opens the developer tools. Okay, and we have an error. Uncouch error, template parse errors. My component is not a known element. Okay, if my component is an Angular component, then verify that it is a part of this module. Okay, we have a new thing, a module. So uh, we must pay attention to this because this is very important. Um, we have 𝗀𝗂𝗁𝗃 module and we have Angular modules. So, what is 𝗀𝗂𝗁𝗃 module? A 𝗀𝗂𝗁𝗃 module is this. We are importing from another file a component, an element called component. This is a module. An Angular module is another thing. If we go to the app.component.ts, we have here an Angular module, app module, okay, that have declarations of app component. This app.component.ts app component, and it says that also that imports a browser module and a browser animations module. Actually, we don't need this because this is from another video. Providers that will serve to describe or to import services, it's to see in the future. And also it says that the main element, the main component is the app component. It's where everything starts, from app component, this app component. Okay, so back to the app.module, we see that we declare app component, but we don't declare my component, this guy. So we must go here to the app component and say we also need to import or declare my component. But this Angular module don't know what this where it came from. Okay, so we must import 𝗀𝗂𝗁𝗃 module. 𝗀𝗂𝗁𝗃 module imports a file that this is our file. Sorry, my component.ts. We must import this file to the app.module.ts. Okay, import my component from from my .components, and you don't have to say .ts, just my .component. Okay, if we go here, we don't have any more errors. Okay, and we saw hello from my component. If we come here, let me see if so. You saw that an Angular module have components. We can have a component A and a component B and a component C. We have how many components we want. But don't forget to add this element to the module, the Angular module, importing the module, the 𝗀𝗂𝗁𝗃 module my component. Okay, so back here we can have this like this var name equals allTech. So it's y. I don't know why is okay. Public. Sorry, I declared a property. You remember from the first slide. So we have a template URL that is in this case is a template, just a template, where we define the HTML. Oops. And we defined now a property here called name. If we go here and say hello from my component and a mustache, inside the mustache we have a name, that's the name of our property. Let's see the result, and there is no result. Why? Because I don't save that. Okay, we have now hello from my component allTech. Okay, let's move this to a separate file. So to do that, we create a new file. We can give any name we want, but I will name it my.component.html. and where is it? And I will copy this string, copy and paste, and I will call it template URL, and I will say, oops, this is my.component. Remember, we don't need to say .html, the extension of the file. Also, I just named it like this. Why? Because it's inside the same folder. If we have another folder, we have to say folder and slash and the name, slash and the name. Okay, so if we go to the browser, it don't display nothing. F12, we have an on-catch error. The template specified for the component my component is not a string. Why? I think I saved everything. Save all. Sorry. I think I know. In this case, we must say HTML. I don't know why Google decided to have this different conventions. Okay, So everything is working again. Let's create problems here. I like to create problems. F12. What will happen if we don't export these elements? If we just declare a class myComponent and the hell is error. Okay. It says app.module.ts module myComponent has no export member myComponent. So it says that app.module, the Angular module, don't find any element myComponent inside of my.component. So the guy is saying that this element is not found here. The 𝗂𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏 module don't find myComponent inside myComponent file. If we go here and Ctrl Z, everything will run again. Okay. So for 𝗀𝘂𝗍𝗁, to create a component, we must import a 𝗂𝘂𝗯𝗏 from the module, from the file at Angular/core, the component. We must export the class with a name that we decide. Okay. We must add metadata to this for Angular to see this class as a component. This metadata describes the components. It says from things like the file, the HTML file, and it says, for example, the directive as from this property selector. We have a directive. This directive describes here. We can use it as a HTML element inside HTML. We have our model. We have our model that is defined by properties inside the class, and if we change it's sunny today, important thing, we must import the component in ng module. Importing another important thing to know is the difference from 𝗂𝘂𝗯𝗏 module and Angular module. 𝗂𝘂𝗯𝗏 module is this. Angular module is something that can contain can have components inside it. It's a container. Okay, and we must add our new components inside the declarations. Okay, so this is the basics of a component, how to create a component. sorry, sorry, I I tried to create something simple, but I think I messed up here a little. So I hope you understood the what is a component and how to use a component inside another component like this. So hope you learned something from this video, and see you later. Okay, bye.